Welcome back to the Teradek live show at the Vitec booth here at Amsterdam 2014. I'm with the Litepanels master himself, Pat. How are you?
I'm good, Matt. Good to see you.
Now, the 1x1 was designed by Litepanels, wasn't it? You guys were the first ones to bring out the 1x1 panel. It's been extremely popular. It's been used in a lot of environments. A lot of people have gone on to make copies, good or bad as they may be. But you've now reinvented the 1x1.
We did. It's always fun to be the trailblazer. And so what we have here is the new Astra 1x1, which is a whole new direction with LED technology. Surface mount instead of 5mm. Custom designed lenses. These lenses are bolted to the aluminium core that is, the whole inner structure, kind of like the frame of a car, very robust and strong. And this LED technology gives us great ability to reproduce perfect daylight and tungsten colors. And there's a lot of things that go on with this, if you will. Yeah, there is a fan on this, but the fan is only if you want it. There's a manual kill switch here. So let's go back to the beginning. The people that are familiar with the 1x1, this unit is 4 times the amount of output with a US list price of $1,500. You're basically getting 4 times the amount of light at half the cost. And we did a modular design. You can pull the cover off to access the remote for fan, or we have a DMX module that actually will slip into this space. And what that does is allows you to do DMX for data communication to the lights in a studio environment, whatever. And it also has a single core in the module as well as a single core in the unit itself. So as Ali Ahmadi, our product manager, likes to call it, it's the first dual core light in the marketplace. But the modularity goes beyond that. What we have is a field serviceable fan that you can unplug and replug back into the unit so that you're not down. But even if that fan was to fail, you still have twice the amount of light output that you did with an original. And here you can see the aluminum core. You can see where we attach the lensing to the aluminum core over the LEDs, and so we're really giving you the best of both worlds. Excellent color quality, excellent light output, and durability. It's been dropped several times intentionally on the floor here at IBC, which is basically a concrete floor with a thin membrane of what looks like carpeting. And to everyone's surprise and shock, they're amazed at how well it will hold up. And I think that's what gains the balance of whether it's useful for them. A lot of people aren't lighting a studio, for instance. They're going run and gun, 1 or 2 units or no units, and every now and then a unit. So we understand the market. We understand what the market's asked of us as leaders to come up with, and we think that's what the Astra is going to do.
And for people who may be sort of concerned going, oh, there's a fan in there, it might be noisy. I mean, I've seen this thing firsthand and I thought, oh, maybe it's going to have a bit of noise. But when you actually turn it on and you have the fan running, it's almost, I can't even hear it.
Yeah, it's very silent. Matter of fact, you could take your camera and look into the fan and hear how silent it is. Now, that's impossible, but for those of you at home, I think it's going to be fun watching you look at that picture hoping to get a sound. But that fan's on, you can't hear it, can you? Well, it's not on. I'm lying. We're having fun together. That's what this place is all about. Joking, but bringing on practicality of real, true gear. I'm going to turn the light on. There's the fan on, and as I said before, I can take this and I can manually disconnect that fan motor so that I have no fan. So fan off, fan dies down, fan back on. My intensity bumps up to 4 times. And maybe this is actually showing a little bit as a silhouette behind us, but that's a great color rendering of tungsten, daylight, and then that intensity at 4 times. Knocking it down without the fan, they can see how that intensity drops 50%.
So the Astra is a bicolor light.
It is.
Does it come in different versions, or does it just come in as a bicolor?
Well, right now we're selling it as the bicolor. That's what's available to the market. It's really, we found to be the most successful brand of light panel 1x1 there. They have the ability to change the color to whatever setting they need. And this we felt should be the flagship product. We're going to be constantly innovating off this new technology we've discussed here this afternoon and are showing at the show. And we'll have a lot of cool products coming through the course of the next year.
Because the difference too with a lot of 1x1s, and particularly with LED lighting, is that that people may think they're all the same, right? But they're not really the same. The quality of the LED makes all the difference, because, as far as I understand, it's very hard to get the mixture right to create, a good color rendition with an LED. Just explain how that works.
Well, it's all specific to the LED. First of all, it's all based on who that manufacturer is, and we actually demand very high standards from our contract manufacturers that manufacture it. We actually visit the facility to make sure that there's a consistency, because that's what we've been known as. People buy brands because brands are promises. We have always intended to be able to follow up with quality products year after year so they match. So fixing a lens that's not an off-the-shelf lens, but an actual custom design to work with that LED with the right color, the right output, and also a return on the investment for them. You don't want to overdrive it. You can. You don't want to add more green phosphor to make it brighter. You can. But what we're trying to do is bring out a sophisticated piece of lighting equipment that actually will stand up to the rigors of everyday work. Is more affordable than our products may have been in the past, which I know will make a lot of your viewers and some of our missed customers come back to us. And we haven't been asleep. We've been working very hard to take advantage of technology that's allowing us to push the envelope again.
And one of the other things I think too, which is still important to note, is, the reason I bought the original light panel bi-color was also because it could run off a V-Lock battery. Back in that time when you first invented the 1x1, there was very, very few lights of that sort of size and power that could run off a camera battery. Yeah,
I think that's a great point you bring up, Matt, because it allows us to show the customers out there and the viewers. This is a sister company of ours, Anton Bauer. It's a great product, but we know that some people in the market have or will buy V-mount brand batteries. So the plate that is basically what's missing here is the power supply. It snaps in on the backside here. This can be V-mount or gold mount. We actually have pre-drilled and tapped holes, so you can adapt your own or buy whatever it is that you already have or want to buy to this unit, run it off a D-tap fitting to the special 3-pin XLR connector.
And is the Astra, in terms of weight, is it any heavier than the original 1x1, or is it a similar sort of weight? It's
almost the same weight. We've gone with a cast yoke. It's got a very unique design to it as far as the shaping. We set it this way so that in actuality, as you tipped it down, the yoke base didn't get in the way of the light. So it'll give you a little bit more freedom, or whether you're hanging it. And inside here, you'll see that there is a cable catch right in here. Let's see if I get the light angle right for reflection. That allows it to snap in place. Now this is a standby cable that I grabbed that I've been carrying around from prototype days, but the actual cable that's available to the customer will snap right in there, and you've got a nice clean follow to your connector on your D-tap. And the same with if you're using the power supply, its connector cable will come up and will pass over on a 90-degree angle to the front. And that front area is so that you don't have anything restricting you in your tipping or moving.
Now, as this is outputting 4 times what the previous 1x1 was, how is the battery performance?
It's great. We're looking at 110 watts maximum power drop at full output. So everybody out there can do the math in regards to watt hours and amperage and know what their battery is capable of. Obviously, a 12 volt is not going to take care of it. We want you to be in the 24 to 30 watt or 30 volt range. But it'll give you on a solid, strong Anton Bauer an hour on up, depending on the thickness and the amp is available on it.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, is there, what was I going to say?
Accessories?
That's exactly what I was going to talk about.
Right on.
Like
good
the
point.
old 1x1, I know, I had a softbox on mine. You can put a frame in, sort of thing.
Right.
What accessories are available for this?
Right now, and what we're showing at the show is we have a softbox that's available that attaches. That is made by DOP Choice, which is a great product developer out of Germany, who is also a DOP, so he understands lighting. We also have 4-way doors coming. There is a grid, a 40-degree grid available with that softbox if you want a grid. We're researching the market to see what other sizes customers are looking for, because it's not a traditional 10K with a Chimera video bank on it. You know, we're letting the customers react to us at the show, as we did at IBC Cinegear in Hollywood, which was where we showed it the first time. And the more feedback we get, the more insight we can give to our suppliers that are sending equipment to us. And a lot of people, as you know, will be outside vendors that will create their own products to meet this demand.
And is there any plans to maybe package this in a kit, or maybe put it into a kit together with some of the solar ENGs, so you've got a small lightweight kit for, say, news documentary shooters who want something that's small, compact, that'll fit in a Pelican case and have maybe a 3 or 4 lighting solution? Yeah,
I think that's the holy grail, because a lot of people are restricted with weight and they're traveling, so maybe a soft case. Maybe it's a single or a double case. To what extreme it carries is, again, customer feedback. Maybe that's something that your viewers can send back to you as, hey, we saw that episode you did with Pat Grossman at Litepanels, and in my world, I'd love to see a 2-light rolling case with a hard plastic casing, or a soft light case as a single. I mean, we really are looking at more towards how our end users are looking for what we supply them. I can tell them that a video kit would be great with 2 lights and a stand, but they may not want to carry the weight. Or maybe they pick up batteries and stands where they end up flying to. So input from your market is really insightful to us and can help us, and you can pass it on to us. Right now we are looking at a 2-light and a single light case, both soft and hard, with a pull-out handle, with wheels, with shoulder strap. And as soon as we get that ready and do some beta testing, probably with your teams again, we'll get back to the customers with availability.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, Pat. So if you want more information about Litepanels products, you can go to their website, or if you're at IBC, come down here to the Vitec area and check out Litepanels in person. We're just going to take a short break, and we'll be back with MovCam.